Alright, fellas. I gotta be honest with you. I really don't like bringing this up, but somebody's gotta be the bearer of bad news. Dome is not that good. Today, we are going to be going through every single Jackbox game from 1 to 10, and we're gonna be putting them all on a tier list. Not this stock one. Letters. Who even likes that? Here, let me take a moment to quickly fix all these. So good. You can't even see it. That's how it's gonna look. A great game. Pretty good. Could be better. Dicks. Sporting goods. I'm going in no particular order, and the way in which I'm organizing them is going to be pretty loose, but generally speaking, I like my Jackbox games to be replayable, so there's always a reason to go back. I like them to be great for just messing around with your friends, and they don't have to be funny, but they at least need to be engaging. So if one just straight up bores me, or whatever's happening on screen doesn't appeal to me, then that's knocking it down a bit. To address certain sequels, most of them I'm not gonna really bring up. Like, the different versions of Fibbage, I'm just leaving those out, because most sequels are pretty much the same, unless I feel there's a reason to separate sequels. Let's get it out of the way. Dome, I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's one of the few Jackbox games that actively has you use your phone like a real controller. It's a neat concept, and I do kind of like it, but everyone around me doesn't enjoy it because of how awkward it is to have to look at your phone to make sure you're pulling the joystick in the right way, and I get it. It kind of goes against the basic idea of what Jackbox should be, so yeah, it could be better. I'm just gonna go in order, the order in which they're giving them to me. So I guess we start with Bidiots, which I say, I don't know, I've never been a fan of Dicks. I played it a couple times. Some people I know like it, but it's an early Jackbox game, and it feels like it. It can kind of be fun. It's just not for me. So many Jackbox games do what Bidiots does, but way better. You could tell that around that time, they were still trying to get their grasp on things. And I guess we're really hitting it off with the low tiers, because we got Blather Around. Yeah, that might just be my least favorite entry in the series, period. I don't know. Jackbox 7 is a great entry, but holy shit, Blather Around just puts me to sleep. You're just guessing mindlessly. I knew I hated the game when I played with friends one time, and the object we were trying to guess was Tickle Me Elmo. That's when I realized, nah, no thank you. It's a lost cause. Put it in the dumpster. I would have never. Okay, Bomb Corp. This is one I actually just played for the first time not too long ago. And you know what? For a team-based game, it's actually pretty good. It's quite stressful, honestly, which is definitely what they were going for. It encourages teamwork, but unlike some other games I'll be discussing, the element of stress actually makes it work. So it helps with the engagement factor. Plus, I don't think any Jackbox game really uses this pixel art style all that much, and I actually kind of like it. Gives it a nice feel. Okay, Bracketeering. This one also goes in pretty good. You're just suggesting topics to put in a bracket system, and then they just fight. From what I remember, it has a surprisingly high audience count. I'll have to check on that, though. I could be wrong. I like the idea. It's pretty solid. Not really much in laughs, but brackets are always nice. It's nice. Also, I just realized these games are organized alphabetically. Now, we're getting to a so good one. Champed Up? So good. The drawing games in Jackbox always hit. Like, it's not even a competition. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you can draw, it's gonna lead to some hilarity. And my god, just pitting people up against your drawings, and then those moments where you see two identical drawings, but one's just a superior version to the other. It just brings out the best laughs. Again, Jackbox Party Pack 7, it was on that good shit. But Champed Up, so good. Okay, Civic Doodle. It's could be better. I'd say it just borders on pretty good and could be better. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of pretty goods, so I'll just leave it there. The drawing aspect does help it, like I said. I just feel like it gets to a point where once you look at the same drawing for long enough, you can't really change it enough to where it becomes funny. So ultimately, could be better. Okay, Devil in the Details. This is one that took me a long time to get an understanding of. For a long time, I hated it, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But once I got the idea down and realized, you can backstab the whole family while they're trying to get shit done. Yeah, I'll put it at the end of a great game. Could go down, but its mix of cooperation and everybody gunning it for the top spot, it helps it out a bit. Yeah, I like it. Okay, Dictionarium. If Quiplash has taught us anything, it's that Jackbox games and words and voting go together very well. That said, I'd say this is one of the more ones. I'll still say it's like a bit better than Bracketeering. It's pretty good. Better than Bob Corp? You know what? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's those moments where you just see a random word and you just let your stupid side take over. It's great. Here's two games where I actually have a reason to separate them, and it's a very good reason. Drawful, a great game. It just lets you have fun. You just get to draw and feel like an idiot when you realize nobody could understand what the heck your drawing even was. Drawful, really good game. Drawful Animate. The fact that the drawings are animated is pretty cool, but all it really does is just slow down the pace of the game. I can't tell if it's an A or B. It's like, it's the same game, but the animations really don't change it all that. I'll leave it at a great game for now. My big problem with it is that the animations really don't change the game all too much. Like, maybe it could make it more clear as to what your drawing is in case it's a really abstract concept. But pacing in Jackbox games is important, I feel. And ultimately, the additional time it takes to make a second drawing just slows down the pacing of the game. Okay, Earwax. Again, an early Jackbox game, but you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Simple concept, just sounds, but it works. It's always funny when you get that perfect combination of sounds, like children laughing and then gunshots. I love it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Faking it. And this is a weird one. Most Jackbox games work well through, like, Discord calls or something, but Faking It's one of the only instances where you need to be in the same room as people in order to play, or else it just doesn't work. And as such, I haven't gotten much time to play it, but what I have played of it, a lot is going into A or B. I may have to move something down or make a new tier. There may be cuts where I have to make new tiers. We'll see. For now, I'll just leave it at, like, the pinnacle of pretty good. Okay, the Fibbage games, yeah, I'm leaving those all as one entry. I know they've all got separate modes, but unlike Drawful, they don't really do enough to... Any Fibbage will give you your Fibbage fill. And on that note, Fibbage, oh, that's a so good game if ever there was one. Holy crap. I'm usually not the biggest fan of trivia games in Jackbox, but the element of lying and deceiving people for points lets you use your stupid side, especially when you know that some of the trivia answers could end up being like a vagina or something. So you know what? It works. It works so damn well. I'm gonna move all the Jackbox or the Fibbage games down so I don't have to mess with them. Also gonna move all the Quiplash games down. Okay, Espionage. Alright. Yeah, this is the part where I probably gotta make new tiers because there's a lot that could go in the mid tiers and they're gonna get filled up fast. So, okay, I've reorganized the tiers a bit. We now have Don't Do Me Much Good, and then the E tier. I couldn't think of a clever pun outside of excrement, which I'm not gonna resort to that level of jokes. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. With that said, Espionage, it's at the top of could be better. It's another trivia game, but I like the whole percentage system, and the whole doubling down thing is great. But nothing sucks more than that feeling of, oh, I banged my table. Did anyone hear that? I don't care. Nothing sucks more than, oh, I should have doubled down, or, oh god, why did I double down? My wife is gonna leave me and take the kids! It's fun. It's another early-ish game. I'm surprised they haven't made a sequel, but then again, I guess with Fibbage 4 for the 9th entry, they fulfilled their weird trivia quota. Okay, Job. Here's another S-tier game. It follows in the same wake as the Quiplash games, but I can't lie. It's an easy way to my heart, but holy crap, it works. You get some really funny shit when you just splice those sentences together. It's one of the games I played previously on my YouTube, and the shit you see other people type is amazing, and then the shit you see other people splice together on their papers with no context is even better. Is it better than Fibbage? It's not always super funny, but yeah, I'll leave Fibbage up above it. It's a bit of a personal thing. I think it's part of it's because I'm really good at Fibbage. There might be some bias. That said, we're on a roll with the really good ones. Next up, we got Jokebo. And, oh boy, that's a great game. Holy crap. It runs with the idea of being bad at comedy so well. And I just love it for that. And plus, rewriting each other's jokes is always just like a good way to see, oh, come on. please tell me my comedy stands the test of time. Or you could just completely throw the original joke under the bus. Just like in Champed Up, where you make the underdog just a better version of the original. It's cheap, but it usually gets people laughing. So Jokeboat, great game. Even if it is another type of Quiplash game. Okay, Junktopia. This is one I was not expecting to be as good as it is. But, gotta be honest, we might be looking at the best game so far. Can I not put it? We might be looking at the best game on the list so far. Might. Okay, well, I'll make the case first. I was not expecting much from Junktopia, but again, if you've seen one of my Jackbox videos, you'll know that if you've got the mindset, you can just go wild and say some of the funniest shit ever. Presentation games in Jackbox are always great because it's one thing to type something funny, but when you get to act it and live it and really sell it, it becomes magical. That said, there's another presentation game that comes up that might steal that spot. Again, I'll be adjusting this list as we go along. Okay, Lie Swatter. I often forget this game exists. And I've only played it like a handful of times, but you know what? Yeah, it's really basic, like really basic, but it does the job enough. Sure, it doesn't do me much good, but they're still good. I'll put it below Civic Doodle. It's a bit mean to Civic Doodle. Does it deserve to go above Bracketeering? Do I need to stop speaking like this? You know what? Civic Doodle's moving up to could be better. I know I said I liked Bracketeering and, well, yeah, you could stay. You could stay for now. Monster Seeking Monster! You wanna fuck? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. It can get a bit uncomfortable for me. Ooh. See, this is part about tier lists. When you judge it to the ones next to the things you want to place it down on, makes sense. But then you're like, is it really better than Earwax? But I feel like that's a good enough placement. I'll put it one above. You just get to go hog wild. It finds out which one among you is the most sus among us. Kill me now! Also, the whole power-up thing is great, because for balancing purposes, it makes it so that no two players can just steamroll the game instantly without the threat of realizing, oh, so that's what you are, you piece of shit. It's like the equivalent of when you're playing Smash Brothers, and you realize, hey, that guy still has 3 stocks left! Get him! Mad vs. City. Again, you may not be doing the presenting of what you type in this game, but hot damn. When you got those beats going, or when you successfully roast the other person, because apparently the game does tell you who you're going up against while you're typing, ooh, it goes hard. That's an easy, so good tier. Alright, non-sensory. This is technically the only drawing game in Jackbox 9. And the drawing is like something you might not even encounter on your first or second playthrough. But I really like the voting system. Kind of reminds me of like the percentage system in Gaspionage, but it really makes you feel smart when you're one of the only people to guess close to the money. And you just get to laugh at everybody because you were praised by a weird-looking monkey. So you know what? Non-sensory. Top of pretty good. Alright. The GOAT is here. And it's here to stay. We have too much at the top. Time to do some reorganizing. You know what? Nonsense rate. You keep your place at the top of pretty good. For now, at least. Patently stupid. What more do I even need to say about it? Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty damn well. Possibly the best Jackbox game of all time? Yeah. Possibly. The Pole Mine. This is where it felt like, for me, the team-based Jackbox games were leaning a bit too much into the teamwork aspect, as opposed to you just having to work together to get by for your own sake. But, it could be better. It could be better. Push the button. I've barely touched this one over the years. Don't do me much good. It's just Among Us, but I don't really feel it. But you know what I am feeling? Quiplash, constantly going back and forth for me between it and Patently Stupid. It is the game to start you off when you get introduced to Jackbox. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It might be bitch simple, but it's still amazing. I know I said that in Jackbox 2 and 1 and the early games, they were still getting their bearing, but no, Jackbox 2 hit it out of the park with Quiplash XL. And I could possibly make a case for Quiplash 2 having all those different round 3s, but I like the consistency of Thriplash because it's like, okay, you got 3 separate responses. And as we all know, comedy works best as the rule of 3. So, I think that's deserved. We'll have to see how it holds up at the end of the game. Again, just like Pole Mine, it's not bad, but it has the least amount of room for, like, funniness out of all the team-based games I'm thinking of. So, I'm sorry, Quicksort. You just don't do me much good. Not at all. Role models. Alright, this is an interesting one. This game only really works if you know the people you're with very well. And even then, sometimes it might not be funny. But in those moments where 2 people are playing and like they get pitted up against one another and they have to fight for points, it's so great because it gets personal. And just overall, some of the prompts, like fanfiction titles, perfect. I remember playing with friends, and we saw Sonic and Tails and me being the obligatory Sonic fan in my friend group. What the fuck is a Sonic? It was the easiest points of our lives. So, it's going right below Drawful. Maybe above it. We'll see. Boomerang was the first game introduced for Jackbox 9, and I was expecting it to be the standout title of its pack, because usually most games in the series have that one standout title among its pack of 5. But ultimately, that title went to Junktopia. But Boomerang, it's pretty good. It's hard to explain. It's hard to really get vibes out of. It's just kind of there. There's some funniness to be had with the shit you can say. But I guess I can say it could be better. It's good for what it is, but it doesn't aspire to be much more. Now, Split the Room is interesting because, quite literally, I'm split on it. On one hand, I love how it makes me think. I love the way it gets my mind aching. Like, ooh, how do I split the room? How do I split the room? How do I do it? And usually, I don't play Jackbox to be thinky. I play Jackbox to be hardy har har, har 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 har, har 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 har. But on the other hand, it really works for me. It really works. Because you gotta know your audience. And even when you don't, it's fun just guessing. Like, will this response make him think? Will it split the room? It's the kind of game that when you win, you feel like you earned that win. Like, yeah, I'm the smarty pants of the group. So, I'm gonna have to put it in a great game tier. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Survived the internet. Oh, I forgot all about you. Holy crap. Ooh, this might be the best game of all time in the series. Ooh. Yeah, I think it's taken that title. Because when I'm trying to get people into Jackbox, and I bring up this game, I just gotta tell them, hey, you know how on the internet you get to be a horrible person? You get to be a horrible person in this game. And knowing that you know exactly who said what response during the writing phases means you can craft some of the most diabolically funny shit. Yeah. Yeah. We got some great ones up at the top, but yeah, survive the internet. I think that one takes the cake. Talking points. At the time I'm recording this, I have a certain clip of Jackbox that I have not yet to upload to YouTube, and I don't know if this is coming out first or the full video. But
Unversion olive oil.
Presentation games in Jackbox are great. They are fantastic. That said, it doesn't quite hit the mark if your friends aren't, like, that funny. But when it hits, it hits. So I can't put it in so good tier, but it's definitely a great game. And I'm noticing, the farther we go along, there's definitely more good than bad in this series. Especially because we're starting to reach the end, which is good. I put it above Drawful. Just barely. Okay, TK, we have the sequel. Trivia Murder Party 2. This is like the only game in Jackbox 6 you see people really rave over. But there's a damn good reason. There's a damn good reason. You see this? See fucking this? This is good. This is good. The trivia, the games, the tension, the feeling you get when you kill your opponent, and you're like, yeah. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. Top of a great game tier. Also, I'm moving Bracketeering down. I'm also moving Devil in Details down. It's just pretty good. I want to keep Non-Sensory at the top because I feel like it's a bit underrated. Weapons Drawn. This is a favorite of my friend group because they love the atmosphere, they love the tension, they love the social deduction element, and trust me, I get it, I get it, I get it. It just feels a bit too drawn out for me. Weapons drawn. Maybe it's just because I'm bad at it, but Weapons Drawn just doesn't really do much for me. Like, it's objectively a good game, but I think what kills it for me is just how difficult it can be to hide the letters in the drawings. Like, if you're the creative type, no one's ever gonna catch you. But if you're like me, you're fucked. So while objectively, I can say it's a great game, for my money, I can't even be bothered to put it in the pretty good tier. And you know when you can't even make it in pretty good, that's a problem. Also, I'm moving Pole Mine. because it's like at the top of Don't Do Me Much Good, but I'm now realizing, comparing it to the games we have here, it's more in their league than in Could Be Better league. Same goes for the Wheel of Enormous Proportions. It's the most standard Jackbox game I've ever played. It's just like, it's like an idea they were sitting on the back burner for every Jackbox game, and they were like, okay, if we can't think of anything, we'll go with it, but only as the last resort. And by the time they got to Jackbox 8, that's when they were like, okay, we give up. Just throw it in there. It's such a whatever inclusion. In fact, you know what? It don't do me much good. I'm sorry. Word Spud. Another basic one. Another very, very, very basic one. That's it. Its basicness doesn't harm it. It can actually be pretty fun. So, you know what? At the end of Could Be Better, it's hanging in there. It's doing its best. I like the wordiness of it. Push the Button is going down to E tier. It is really just discount Among Us. You Don't Know Jack. You know what's funny? You Don't Know Jack used to be a series for the PlayStation. Isn't that weird? You Don't Know Jack was like their thing to get people into the original Jackbox games, so it almost felt like the other games packaged alongside it were just there, which is amazing that the fibbage concept was as good as it is. That said, it's just okay trivia. Me and my friends are pretty awful at it though, so I think I could put it at the top of... yeah, the top of Don't Do Me Much Good. It's just trivia. You could screw each other. But to you You Don't Know Jack full stream, screw you. Do, do, re, mi. We're getting a lot of the Jackbox 10 games all at once. Wait a minute. Are they all the Jackbox 10 games are left? Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The end of the road. Do, do, re, mi. This was the most interesting game in the lineup to me. On the whole, the Jackbox 10 collection feels a bit starved for originality. So I feel like Do, re, mi was like their attempt to spice it up. And you know what? The rhythm game aspect? It works pretty good. No timing issues or anything. People thought it was gonna be another Zeeple Dome, but it's good. It's good. Not great, but it's pretty good. Fixie text. What do you want me to say? It feels a little forced. Like, haha, you can't backspace, so you just gotta keep typing and typing, and oh look, there is a big wall of text. It's a game. It's a video game. Quick Sort's going to E, because I really just... it's not even that bad. It's just more frustrating to play. Fixie text could be better. Okay, Hypnotorious. This is one I was personally looking forward to in Jackbox 10. And you know what? The psychology aspect and, trying to figure out who's in this group. Who's in this group? It's gotta be you. It's gotta be you. It's great. The big problem for me is the pacing is so slow. It goes on for too long. The first 2 rounds are split into 3 separate rounds. So you always finish up the first round and think, oh, the game's over. No, it's not. We're going into round 2. And you think, what the fuck? So, I hate to do it. I hate to do it. I was really looking forward to Hypnotorious. Can't even... it lands above Bomb Corp, I guess. I haven't played Bomb Corp enough. If only just because Bomb Corp is just a little too stressful for me. Alright. just gonna quickly detour to our second last stop, Time Jinx. And I'll say it, this is my favorite of the original games in Jackbox 10. It's trivia, but it almost feels like it's a bit of everything I love about Jackbox. There's some absurdity with the future segment. You got a chance to redeem your points. It's got the ability to place your mark on like a grid, kind of like, I guess to bring it up again, Guespionage, where it's like, how accurate can you get? It's got a bit of everything. You know what? I'll put it in. It's a great game. I don't know why. It puts a smile on my face. And finally, here we are. The fan favorite TKO. I'm lumping in this with the original, and it is awesome. You draw, you have fun. Drawing games are some of the best entries in Jackbox. Pitting your silly ideas up against each other is great. And everything from the slogans to the fact that you can make the t-shirts a reality. I don't think I brought that up enough. Some of these games, you can turn the things you create in them into physical merch that is sent to you if you purchase it. It's great. I still have, on screen, you're going to see it. This shirt. Look at it. Look at it. Is that not beautiful? So it is definitely a so good tier game. But where to put it? Oh, this is the most tricky one all session. I think here, at a solid number 4. Honestly, when it comes to so good tier, I love them all. I genuinely love them all. So yeah, that is everything. Let me just see if I can quickly make any last minute adjustments. So yeah, overall, I love Jackbox. And with the recent announcement at the time of this video, of me recording this, of the Jackbox Naughty Pack, I think they're going to address my complaint of the series having been getting a bit stale up to this point. So hopefully, if I ever have to revisit this, it'll be an 18+ video. Seriously, give me nudes of the Jackbox mascot. Hashtag Jackbox cock. Yeah.